Right, Matthew, this is for you. It's a video of how to play striker. Okay, now a couple of important things. Just first of all, this is your team, the yellow team. They're playing a 3-2-1. Okay, you are the number 9 there. Okay, now when your coach tells you to go up the field, now when you're here in your half, okay, this is the space. The space is quite small, okay? But when your coach tells you to go up the field, what he wants you to do is go up the field. Now, look at the difference, because obviously they will leave 1 or 2 back. It doesn't really matter which at the moment. But look at the distance and the amount of space back that's created for you and the team by going up the field. Okay? It's that versus this. So the reason why he tells you to go up the field is because when the defenders or anybody gets the ball, there's a large space to play the ball into. Now there might be another player in there to try and stop it, but if the other team were playing 3, obviously your players are going to get the ball. There's the ball. Going to get the ball, and they're going to look to aim the ball into there. So what I'm trying to say to you is, that's the reason why the space is in there. Okay? Now, if the ball is played into there, then you've got 2 options. Remember, you're going to be facing predominantly that way. So what you're looking for is you're pushing back, and then you're looking to hold the ball and bring these players into the game. Now, if you're by yourself, you only have 2 options. Now, let's just say it's one, right? The ball gets played into you, bang, you control it, okay? Before that ball comes into you, you need to be looking where this defender is, this number 3. And the reason for that is because if he's right up your backside, that's a good chance to turn him, okay? If he's out of position by just looking over his shoulder and he's there, he's marking you with space, then you can actually quickly turn around with the ball and then go at him directly. Okay? So the space and with the position of his player is important. Also, remember that if this player, and you find out that this player that's marking you all the time is kicking the ball with his right foot, you would be best turning onto his left foot, because he's not going to want to kick the ball with his left foot. Now, if he gets really tight, you can take a touch, and then you can go. And I can show you how to do this quickly when we go. Now, obviously, if he's that side, you're going to look behind him, and before you receive the ball, you're going to turn and go that way. If he's this side, and you look behind him, you realise he's slightly to that side, then obviously you're going to go that way. But obviously, you've got to be able to use your foot, touch, and then strike at the goal. Okay? Now, the other one, that's 1v1. That's the striker, you versus the defender. Now, the other option is for you to not use this space here, but use what they call the attacking spaces. So, if the ball gets played into you there, okay, you can immediately touch and go into that space. So you get the ball, touch, control, run into that space, right? Now, if you end up in a situation where the number 10 is following you and the number 10 is the right back, you can play it there, and then your immediate run is to get into the goal area, yeah? Because if he's going to get the ball, what he's going to want to do, pass the ball, then go into there, he's going to want to run into that. He's going to want you in the air. Now, if he shoots, you're also in the goal area to go for the ball. Simple, yeah? So you can turn into space. So by looking here as a number 9, looking here, okay, if you had a defender there and a defender there, there's no space there. But if they press, then that space becomes available, and that space, and this space. Now, what your coach actually wants you to do is take the ball, whether it's from the defender, the goalkeeper, bang it up. He wants you to hold it. He wants you to use your arms to stop this player coming in, touch, and then bring other players into play. Bang. That ball goes there. you go into the box, he runs down, he plays it into you, goal. That's it, okay? Nice and simple. Now, the opposite can, so that's the space in front of you, okay? The opposite can happen. If they're playing a high line, like this, you don't always have to go up the field, okay? Because in football 11, you'd be offside, but obviously you could go to that line. So what you can do is, if these guys are daft enough not to mark you, that's your offside line there. What you can do is look to get between the lines. Now, you won't stay there because he's not going to be able to find you. But as soon as the position of the ball creates an opportunity for you to move into what you call the two midfield areas there, right? Okay. Now, if you want to play like a real striker, and you've got the midfielder's got the ball here, or the fullback, it doesn't really matter, okay? Your movement can only go in two directions, right? The first question is, I want to ask you, where is the space? This is what you've got to ask yourself all the time. Where is the space, okay? In this situation, because you're quite in the midfield, there's a small space there, okay, which you might also have support, okay? You might have a winger here, so you can literally play the ball into there. So you can play the ball into the small space, but in actual fact, where the big space is here. Now, you're relying on a good passer. Now, we call this spinning off the shoulder. Your defenders are here. Your defenders are here, okay? And you're here. Now, if this player here is clever enough and you make the right movement and you're here, right? And this player you come, he comes with you, you come, he comes with you, you come, he comes with you, and he's marking you tight, and you can do that by just looking over your shoulder. But then what you can do is you can spin off to the space. And this is where your speed will come in. So you go from there, you come in, 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 and then you use your hand to point where you're going, and you're in there. The ball gets played in there, bang, away you go, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Okay? So really, the game of football as a striker is understanding where the space is to either play a simple pass and control and where the big spaces are. But the big spaces are more difficult for players because they've actually got, instead of playing the ball to your feet, you want to be saying, hey, play the ball into the space. So as a game, spin, touch, and then spin off, and the ball gets played in there, and you're away, one-on-one, 1v1 with a goalkeeper. I hope that's helpful, but remember, the reason why you go to the pitch is to create the space here, and then when you come short, the space that you can attack goes behind the defenders. It's really important because if you can get the ball into that space and attack that big space, you're one-on-one. I hope that was helpful. It's very, very basic, but when we meet, I can show you some runs.